Hi friends and welcome back. As you may know, I am doing the ICAD challenge. This runs through June and July, so it is 61 days long. My goal by the end of it is just to have 61 cards made, not necessarily to create every single day on this specific project. I tend to work better by batch creating, and so some days I may make 7 cards, other days I may make 0. I am just making this challenge work for me. After doing the 100-day project, I am not looking for anything too rigid, and really that's what art challenges should be, is we should make them work for us. And even though if it quote breaks the rules or it's not how it's supposed to be, I think that's okay. And I'm mainly saying that to tell myself this, that it is okay if I don't do it how it's necessarily intended to be, but just how it works for me. In the end, our art practice has to be what works for us. Otherwise, we'll get discouraged and we won't want to do it anymore, and there's no fun in that. So I am doing this index card a day in my Rolodex. It is giving me an excuse, a chance to play in this more. I really love the size of these little pages. So for me, a spread is basically what I'm counting as one card, because I like to work on them top and bottom at the same time. I know not everybody works on them this way. So first off, I started with an art foamy. It is designed by Donna Downey. And I just use my Stays On ink pad with that. When I stamp on the page, I try to make it more of an abstract design. And by saying that, I mean, I don't try to get the whole design onto one page. I like to stamp part of it off the page. And I think it makes it a little bit more interesting by doing it this way. Next, I brought in a few collage elements. That bold black and white, I just love it. It is actually a wrapping paper. And so some of my birthday gifts this year, actually all of them, my mom wrapped in a really fun bold black and white different patterns. So of course I had to save those because when I saw them immediately I was like, oh, this would be perfect for art journaling. So I am always saving these weird supplies, and of course that becomes a hassle to organize them and know how to store them. So that is another project I've really been working on right now, is organizing my art studio. Next up, for the collage, I'm coming in with some different washi tapes. My favorite washi tapes right now are from Wow Studios. I'll make sure to link her website down below. I love the bold black and white prints. Anybody that knows my work knows that that is a signature for me. When in doubt, I always come back to that black and white. And those neutral color schemes. So her tapes are perfect. I love the quality of them. I'll make sure to link that down below, as well as any of the other supplies that I use. If I know where they are from, I will link them down below. If I happen to miss anything, just comment, let me know, and I will try to find out where those are from. I'm wanting to add some texture onto this page, and so I am going to try to collage in some fabric here. So this bold black and white stripe is one of my favorite fabrics. I'm just taking that and I'm snipping it and tearing it so that it has those fun frayed edges. And I love how that creates part of the focal point. I apologize if you ever hear my dogs barking in the background. They take their job very seriously of keeping a watch over the neighborhood. So I am just fraying off these edges a little bit more to give them more of that organic texture. And I will just use my regular glue stick here to adhere this to the page. I find that just regular glue works just fine for this. These pages are not handled roughly, and so that glue adheres just fine. I do press it in pretty well with my fingers just to make sure. I'm going to layer up some of that collage and that fabric there. This is just another little scrap of fabric. I'm taking a good look at my page now and seeing what else it needs. Sometimes taking a step back and just letting the page speak to you is the best way to know how to continue next. I'm going to scribble in here. Sometimes this just helps me loosen my mind, loosen the page up a little bit, and not take things too seriously. So I decided that top page needs a bit of a focal point. So I took one of my hand carved stamps and fussy cut around it to give me something to look at on that top page. After stamping it, I decided that the ink pad that I used was too dry, and so I'm going over that with a Stabilo pencil and just darkening that a bit. I'm dipping that pencil directly in water, and it gives it a bolder look. All of my hand carved stamps that you see in my videos, most of them are available to purchase on my website. I will link that down in the description below. Next up, I'm going to continue on and I'm going to make some art marks, and this is just a regular black pen. With art marks, I try to be random and just go wherever my heart tells me to go. I have the tendency to go a little bit overboard, and so I do try to stop periodically and look at the spread and see how things are looking. Otherwise, the whole page will be covered by the end of it, which is okay if that's the look that you're going for. But often I look back later and I'm like, whoa, that was a bit overboard. So I'm trying to train myself to stop occasionally and look and assess. I decided that this bottom page needed a little bit of text, and so I went over to my typewriter, typed in the first thing that I thought of, and here we go. I find it useful sometimes to keep a little notebook full of quotes that you may want to use in your artwork. Otherwise, things like this pop into my head. Sure, if you say so. So I just went with the first thing that I thought of, typed it up, and here we are. I'm coming in with my trusty Dick Blick black artist tape. Any black tape would work, but I'm just wanting to give a little bit of background to where this quote will be, just to make it pop from the page a little bit more. I'm going to adhere that text onto the page with my Yoo-Hoo glue stick. All right, and just like that, we have finished today's ICAD. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Make sure to subscribe so that you can follow along with whatever I create next. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below, and I would just love to hear what you guys think. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you next time.